All right, take a look at these live pictures from the White House right now. Michigan has come up a lot there lately after Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel filed suit or signed on to 29 lawsuits against that administration. On this week's Flashpoint with Jason Colthorp, the AG said those lawsuits have added up to big money for Michigan.
Big money doesn't even describe it, guys. We're talking more than $1 billion here. And that part of the discussion actually started when I asked about those 29 lawsuits over 7 months. Are they more persecution or prosecution?
This is money that, tax dollars that were paid by Michigan residents or Michigan businesses went to the federal government and was congressionally allocated to come back to Michigan for all kinds of important programming. And then the Trump administration withheld the money.
Funding for schools, public health grants, disaster cleanup, roads, and other infrastructure, according to the Attorney General Dana Nessel. And it's a pretty penny.
We have now recovered over $1.6 billion in money that was illegally, unconstitutionally withheld from the state of Michigan. And even when I talk to Republicans in the legislature, they might not say this publicly, but privately they'll say to me, we're so glad that you were able to recover that money. We were counting on that money.
One of the Republicans I reached out to said nearly 45% of our spending in the state comes from the feds, and that might not last. Rep. Mark Tisdale of Rochester saying federal budgets must and eventually will be reduced. All states will need to find less dependence on federal dollars. The federal debt to GDP ratio is higher than Greece's when they defaulted. Reality is approaching.
And again, Congress appropriated it to us. So the Trump administration can't just come in and say, we've decided unilaterally that Michigan's not going to get that money.
By the way, the most recent lawsuit came last week when Nessel joined onto a lawsuit that was trying to get promised funds for EV charging stations. If she wins, it'll mean $87 million for Michigan. Jason Colthorp, Local 4.
And we also reached out to Jim Runstead, the chair of the state Republican Party, who told us late this afternoon there is no apparent evidence the Attorney General has won any lawsuit for any amount of money. He said President Trump campaigned on freezing some tax dollars to find out where the fraud is, and he says that's exactly what's happening.